It's the K-Melody MTG Gathering Show.
I think with Luris showing, I maybe should have mulled for a red source. The best way to describe Timeless on Arena. It's like in between Legacy and Vintage, but with a smaller card pool of either. You can play like Vamp Tutor and Strip Mine, such, but you're missing a lot of Legacy staples. Hey, Hurlian, thanks for the 12 months. Mardu action. Let's see if these Pyroclasms do anything for me. Dismember seems really expensive in the Shockland format. Do I still want it, though? I think turn 2 Wrenn and Six might actually be good. Ragavan is likely bad in the matchup, but I'm not someone who cuts Ragavan on the play very often at all. It's kind of a similar reasoning to Daze. Like, how good would this be if I had played the Ragavan on turn 1, When I could Wrenn and Six ping, get in, get their cards. I guess I was supposed to fetch a tap land at their end of turn. Distracted myself. Oh, that's a good-ass Bloody Mary right there. Guide is borderline worth forcing. I could have down-ticked, played the other Wrenn and Six, down-ticked again. I also thought about Dash Abaning there. Yeah, Raptor was something that I was considering saving the Force for instead of countering Guide. There's a whole lot of value for one critter. 2 Guides seems insufferable, though. Yeah, I think Raptor and a Johnny are probably the 2 that you want to save your Force for. I agree. I want that Brainstorm, but I don't want these other cards. I guess I shuffle them. Kind of feeling like I want 3 Okos. Maybe only 3 Force of Will in this matchups, too. Having 1 to prevent a truly busted opener. I'll go down. They're surveilling to set up what I can find with Ragavan here. Make sure I don't get anything too groovy. Yeah, the hardcast force is why I didn't play the Ponder, of course. Otherwise, it'd be nice to Ponder. Well, we know they're not going to flash an Orc in at me. All right, Ponder. We're going to go ahead and shuffle. Hey. Do we just make a Johnny into a 3/3 and pass the turn? Well, I think we're in a spot where this guide can serve. We're holding on to these random lands to potentially put back with a future Brainstorm. You know what card would be terrifying here? Flage. Flage would be very good. I assume Uro is good in this format. Probably a lot better now that we have Force of Will. They have Luris, so no Flage. Yeah, I understand, Atheist God. I know that they don't play it. I've gone over the deck lists in the format. I was saying it feels good that they don't. That's all I was saying. Daze on the draw, gonna get shaved. Ragavan, gonna get shaved. Are we still arguing? Just one. If you could just slow your roll, Atheist God, I'd have a lot more fun right now. I don't need like a format expert to dip in with your infinite wisdom and knowledge. I'll be okay. I think I'm gonna go down to 2 days. Unless they might go down to 3 Force of Will. Could do 3 and 3. Let's do this. Let's try this. The nice thing about forcing there is then you can strip mine. I'm actually going to let this Ocelot Pride connect. I was supposed to... Oh, no, it doesn't matter. It's what is it? An attack trigger. Stifling a fetch trigger is good, but also psycho behavior. Definitely psycho behavior. There's the thing, like, if they don't... what's the word? If they don't, like, fetch there, they're probably strip mining. $11 days left. Thanks for the sub, Dragon Lord. Human hum. Probably have about the same amount of magic. Post 365. That's pretty fucked up. So far, Treasure Cruise has been a mono Force Will pitch. Not sure if this is better than holding up Stifle or not. Ah, it was so much worse. I'm such a fool. Oh, they just passed. You think they had an endurance that they wanted to flash in and surprise me? I mean, there's nobody around playing Stifles. I don't blame them for not playing around it. Yeah. I don't actually, besides that 3-drop, I'm not actually sure what's in their dank. They like Green Sunnin and what. Probably want Clasm Hum. Probably want that Dismember. Not sure about Oko. Yeah, they absolutely have Strip. We know that about them for sure. Here's where Architect looks really awkward next to my Clasms. I wonder if I should just play Forked Bolt. Is Forked Bolt even in this fucking format? There's so many cards in this format that I'd want to try out and just like aren't here. Mostly sideboard stuff. I'm gonna leave this as is. I'm gonna want that third Oko. I don't think there's enough red cards in this deck for Fury. Immediately regret binning that strip mine. Think about my next turn, whether I want to play the Hydroponics or just bolt their tutor. Fishing for Stifle off this draw. Bummer. Our best answer to a Oko, or to a 2020 is an Oko. So that's kind of what I'm hemming and hawing about here. Oh my god. Well, they didn't have to let it resolve. I guess we hadn't played our land for the turn, though. So if we had, if they'd cracked in response to the Brainstorm, then maybe we find Strip Mine. What? No, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, I don't know. I think they should have cracked. They're gonna endurance me. Sure. Yeah, so you sacrifice it, and then if you do make a 2020, that's the part that you would get. I think I'm fine leaving Tarmogoyf on top, since they got this endurance here. Just end the turn. The depths is triggers again. You don't trigger that part. You trigger, you stifle the, yeah, can you not stifle the... When is a reflective trigger, not if. Gotcha. I should have cracked that Misty on my turn then. Maybe. I just have crop rotation. That's annoying. If you sit on the strip mine, it does make it harder for them to combo. But then you also have to sit there and hold up your strip mine. And I wanted to do stuff with Wrenn and Six recursion. Answer one piece now, next turn answer the other piece. That is a reason to wait, deleter. I was giving you the reason that I went for it. Yeah, we could have rebought Strip Mine and drawn a card and potentially find Architect to block for a turn and get Oko down, but it didn't quite seem worth it. I don't think I actually want Pyroclasm. They're not as mana dorky as I thought originally. If you crack when we actually play the Wrenn, then they respond by making a 20/20 then, deleter. So you can't actually wait. You kind of have to make the decision to be aggressive with Wrenn or not right then. This format is, in ways, higher power than Legacy, but has a much smaller card pool than Legacy. There's a lot of bolts targets. I'm not cutting them now. We actually boarded in Dismember. Yeah, they're like a Green Sun Zenith deck with Noble Hierarchs and stuff. Bolt's great. Oh! Whew. That's a spicy Bloody Mary. They were fucking off at hum. I think that's logical, Toddist. They also might not have wanted to face Wrenn and Six Strip Mine and just didn't even want to see if I had it. Mono black opponent. Thought seizing my Stifle. I wonder if they're doing Dark Depth stuff. I think so. They're not on Belcher because they played Swamp. But Culling the Weak means that they might be playing like a weird Storm deck. Gotta float. Typically, you try to force whatever they tutor for, not the tutor itself. Flusterstorm seems great. I'm unsure what the graveyard mechanisms are in this format. I bet they've got the 0 mana Yawgmoth's Will that you have to like tutor for weird with the 4 mana card. Ornithopter as an artifact could sack to the 4 mana tutor and then also sack to Culling the Weak. Makes Tormod's Crypt kind of interesting. Bring Surgical. I'm not sure why you like Consign. Just like more Stifles. I don't know what you're talking about in Crass Visual. Yeah, very powerful magic here, J. Wallem. I assume this Thoughtseize is taking Ragavan. Unless they've got a turn 2 combo, in which case they might take the Stifle. These treasure cruises have fucking sucked shit. Maybe you need to be playing DRCs with them. We can try out a blue-red version later. They're playing Storm Atheist God. They're worried about Stifle on Tendrils or something. If Tendrils is in this format, which I assume it is. Kind of a bad shock. Means that they need 1 less Tendrils. Yep. It's a good way to describe its skill pattern, yeah. In some ways, it's more powerful than Legacy. In some ways, it's less powerful. Ooh, there's a good draw. Both players have played cards banned in Legacy. Yeah, well. LED is de facto banned in this format. Looks like a Beseech turn. No Lotus Petal in this format. Effectively banned. Or Song of Creationing. Interesting. Pact of Negation on the Ornithopter. We're going for it, all right. Oh, no. I could stifle the Pact trigger. No, I clicked OK, damn it. The buttons are right next to each other. This Tarmogoyf's been pretty bad. We did have an opponent play a 3-4, though, and I was like kind of happy that there was a 4-5 in my deck. They were drawing cards, Squid. They had an enchantment in play that every time they played a card, they would draw 2 cards. So while the Ornithopter was on the stack, the Pact of Negation did to draw 2 more cards. They were trying to win the turn. They were trying to win the game that turn. Which I don't think they needed to do. Because I don't really have like a ton of ways to get the song off the board, but I just would have been strip mining them a lot, I guess. Their whole deck is like rituals, so I'm not actually sure I agree that they wouldn't have had a chance in the long game. Only have 8 rituals. They only have 8 rituals, and then they've got Ornithopters and Chrome Moxes and all of that other stuff. I have a feeling they might regret that Stifle. It's not just me, though. It's not just me playing Stifles. Looks like they have the same mana base as me, too. I assume we have a fairly similar creature base. I'm going to bring in Dismember. I'm going to leave the treasure cruises in. Maybe I'll cut a Daze on the draw. I'm not sure that's true, Cobra. Like, if the Ragavan finds a cantrip or something off the top, it's pretty backbreaking. If all I do is make a treasure and then their Dazes and stuff don't do anything, that can be backbreaking. I've been liking Timeless fine. How many strip mines did I have to craft? I think 3. I think I had 1. There was also some spots where, like, I had all of a card, but I wanted one of a different art, and it only made me craft, like, 1 card to get the different art. That was kind of sweet. I don't know if Wizards made some adjustments there. Is there a matchup where you would replace Force of Will with Force Negation? No. The Force Negations are meant to be extra Force of Wills. Against, like, so example, we played against Storm Combo. We brought in the Force of Negations to be extra copies of Force of Will. They getting me? Am I getting got? Fair enough. Nice. And we're at card parity, despite our mulligan. All right, do they have a Stifle number 2 is the question. They do not! They must have just drawn the Daze. They would have used it on my last Ragavan. Very tempting to throw lightning bolts at their face here. Oh my god, if they had a reason to shock. We've connected! Glad they just drew that Stifle now. Alright, fetch off the top, let's go. Damn. The issue is you let the Oko live and bolt their face, and yeah, they're at 3, but the Oko makes a food. I didn't love it. Line would have been very vulnerable to a strip mine, whereas now I'm just ahead on board. Sometimes a Brainstorm's worth forcing. If a combo player's been drawn dead for a few turns, and you have lethal in play. Looks like a treasure cruise here. Is treasure cruise worth countering? I guess. Wow. That was a very brave bolt on their part. So in their defense, I had used 2 bolts already, but even still, the hydroponics, like, who knows if that even ends up being relevant. This would be a good on the play hand. It might be rough on the draw. We'll see. Might go make myself another Bloody Mary. I think my opponent's just AFK. Oh shit, what up? Hey, Paranoidgen. Thanks for the 36 months there, the 3 years. I guess they're here now. Maybe they had to grab the pizza in between. They're mousing my cards. Am I getting Pyrokinesis? I am. Okay. I guess I was supposed to attack first. They pitched Expressive Iteration. Probably just straight blue-red over there. Pretty okay being a strip mine because my hand is double Ragavan. Are you thinking about pizza? Now I'm thinking about pizza. You think I owe Chad a pizza? And a Durward always pays his debts. I don't know if we saw enough out of their deck. They're definitely rug colors as well. This is our second rug mirror. Just based on the duels they played. I haven't seen any creatures, so I don't want to bring in the Dismember. I'm just going to rock the no changes. It might be Beans. Would you bring in Force of Negation against Beans? Just hoping to keep Beans off the board. Beans would make sense with the Pyrokinesis, right? The Pyrokinesis pitching Expressive Iteration. Expressive Iteration doesn't make a ton of sense in Beans, but it's not like a crazy card. You like the Comfort Goyf? Yeah. I had 2 of the split 2-drop that like draws 2 off the top of your library, and you can play it as a Quirion Dryad or whatever. I had 2 of that in, and then I was making room for Treasure Cruise. And I wanted to make sure I had some kind of win condition in the deck. Because there's no the Delve Big Flyer. Hey, Chroma36, thanks for the sub. Thanks for 78 months. So I've got a Comfort Tarmogoyf here. I kind of want to build Mono Blue Show and Tell Belcher. The list I saw looked kind of bad, but it was also pre-Chrome Mox Force of Will stuff. I also want to try this straight blue-red tempo. I'd probably like the Treasure Cruises better if I was playing DRCs. I got to see this band live this last month, and I rocked out really hard. One of the few bands that I can see and just know like every single song by heart, regardless of what their set list is. Probably tied with King Gizzard with the band that I have the most merch of too. A lot of dope, reasonably priced merch. I do have more King Gizzard vinyl though. And straight blue-red Delver. Or blue-red Tempo or whatever. I bet Pyrokinesis would be a great sideboard card. I did not consider Veil for the sideboard. If I played it, it would probably just be a one of. The most obnoxious strobe ever. Is Fury better? Depends on the matchup. It also depends on... so the instant speed is a big difference. And it being a spell is a big difference. If you are like literally playing Delver, then I don't think Fury is better. Do I think Painter has wheels? Somebody mentioned Painter earlier. We could look at it. I certainly have a soft spot for it.